My view on AIDS, well, my view on AIDS were more or less static until Nicole came to me with her documentary. I thought that AZT was the great lifesaver, etc., and was shocked and fascinated at the fact that this is a completely, totally different view. I had read all of the propaganda against Mbeki in South Africa for his refusal, and I thought how primitive, how terrible, all those people must be dying. And now I'm still waiting down the line for what hopefully can be the more certain truth than what we've been living with. I became involved in the AIDS crisis fairly early. It's about the only significant thing I've ever really done on AIDS. But I was approached by two fellows who had written and were directing a documentary on AIDS, who asked me to narrate the film. It was still a tricky subject at that time. People were leery about the idea. It was heavily identified with homosexuality and drugs, and it didn't stop me. And it was a good documentary, and it worked well. And I was proud of the fact that none of the drawbacks, supposed drawbacks, kept me from narrating the film, and I think it helped inform. And of course, that's always the most important thing of all about when we do something, if people come away more informed than when they went in. Do I see any problems? Well, there will always be. I understand one of the common epithets is those people who cry out against AZT are from time to time referred to as Holocaust deniers. I guess that is a problem, but I've had so much shit slung at me over the years that it's a minor, unimportant consideration. How might I affect other celebrities? Well, it all depends how widely seen, how widely it's received, how much this countervailing view prevails. I don't know that I'll change anybody's mind by my own participation, but I can only hope that once again it leads people to question, to seek further.
Will we be censored?
Will you be censored?
Us, yes.
Because this is so controversial. Well, the fight against AZT certainly has been censored because of the failure to deliver scientific research against AZT. If they were successful in scientific circles in preventing certain papers being read, certain information being heard, then I'm sure that this will encounter censorship in other areas, just as the scientific papers were treated. So nothing will surprise me, and we'll see what happens when the film gets out to a large viewing public, or if it does. The initial shock is that the answer to AIDS that we have been led to believe all along, AZT, is not the answer to AIDS. If you can accept or give that credence, then the battle's been won. And once again, only the final totals, when they come in, as to who survives and who doesn't, will be the final answer on that. I just wonder to what extent the acceptance of AZT as the final answer, whether or how much further research, necessary research, was dead-ended because of the belief in AZT. That's where the final crime and the final answer will be as to how much time was lost, as to how many lives were lost. I have lost a couple of friends and acquaintances who died because of complications of AIDS. And I guess in a certain way, AIDS has become something of when they say he died of old age. AIDS is merely the open sesame to other diseases, which are the eventual killers of the victims of AIDS. Well, I think the political system stinks. And if we can be gulled into invading Iraq for no purpose, we can be gulled into avoiding true and honest further research on AIDS. So it's all part of the crimes that big government can commit with ignorant people. The level of ignorance as to how we are misled by media and by government, for me, amount to high crimes and treason. Fix the problem by pursuing this line of research, by amounting figures and tests and results as to who was living and who was dying and how they came to do thus. And until you can get a definitive tracking line, I guess we'll be arguing this till I'm long gone. Such a point of belief that the only possible answer would be AZT, and if they died from the results of AZT, well, they would have died anyway. It's probably the comeback answer. So until that whole system is rectified, until the capability of understanding there can be another way, a more effective way, and certainly not a destructive way as AZT is pictured in Nicole's documentary. Well, I want to thank you guys for identifying yourself with this project, this monumental project. My great respect to you, Lee, you, CAC, and certainly to Nicole. And I hope you find people who will provide that helping hand to get your work, your excellent work, out there. And hopefully people will finally begin to use their brains and start thinking and decide for themselves. And I hope that this documentary will help spur people to think, to research more, to question. And that's always a great result of anything we do if we cause people to question.